Hey, what's going on? In today's video, I basically want to discuss some of the best ways to invest in your 20s. Whether you're a teenager, whether you're 30 years old, whether you're 35 years old, I firmly believe that at this young of an age is going to be some of the most important times you are going to have to investing your money. The habits you make now and the money you invest now is going to help carry you forward and build your wealth throughout the rest of your life, and will eventually set you up in a great position where you don't have to worry too much about money and you're going to be pretty well off later on in life. Some basic topics that we're going to talk about today of investing. A lot of people know they should be investing. I get a lot of questions, DMs on, hey, what should I invest in? How much should I be investing? Today's video will hopefully serve as a template to start investing and will kind of give you some sort of guideline to follow. And eventually, all you have to do is just stick with this for a very long time and stop spending $5 on overpriced Starbucks coffee every single day. And hopefully one day you'll have enough money to buy a really cool 2019 Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. So before we get started up today, I'd really appreciate if you guys like today's video, subscribe for more future videos like this, and please comment or leave me any feedback and let me know any questions down below. So enough, and let's get started up with this video. So to get started up on today's video, the route I want to talk about is basically called the millionaire route. This path has been laid down for years and years over, and it is essentially not that difficult to follow. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below or DM me on Instagram. I will be more than happy to reply to all of them. For starters, the first thing you should do before investing any money is honestly just pay off all your debts. Whether you have any credit card debts, the most common ones, student loan debts, or a bad car loan or something, start off by doing that, because on that you will initially give yourself a good big head start and a great chance to financially succeed from there forth. Because if you don't pay off those debts, they can get very difficult over time and stressful, because they will keep increasing with interest rates if you do not pay them down without a certain amount of time. To start off, if you only have a couple $100 honestly to your name, whether you have $50, $100, or even $500, I would honestly just start recommending by investing within yourself. This may sound a little bit cliche, and you guys may have heard this before, but honestly, from experience, it does work, and it pays wonders, honestly. For example, I read this book. You guys may have heard of it, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book itself has generated me from thousands to $10,000s of dollars in sales and return on my investments, initially from the teachings I learned from that book. All I simply did was follow the simple tasks and the simple guidelines that were within that book, and it helped me achieve kind of the good stepping stones to start making and generating a good amount of income. Whether you reinvest into yourself by buying a couple extra books, buying a couple extra courses, or even paying for a class to teach you or learn a new skill, you will be providing yourself with more knowledge and at the same time increasing your income by expanding your knowledge and your skills within certain subjects or categories. That would be highly my first recommendation if you want to start investing, whether in yourself to grow your income or to better financially set yourself up for success later on. So here comes the fun part after that first one. And when I say this, I mean fun, because it's not necessarily that fun. And this is going to be opening up a retirement account. I know this may not be one of the first things you want to start doing when you think of investing, but trust me, it is honestly going to pay off. Whether you're 20, 30, 35 years old, I know you guys aren't going to want to open a retirement account. It's not the funnest thing to do, but trust me, just do it. I know at a young age right now you guys want to be buying cool stuff, expensive stuff. Trust me, that's how I used to be as well. That's how I am still a little bit today. It's not the coolest thing to start, opening up a retirement account. Like, why should you be thinking of retirement so early? But trust me, it is one of the most important things you can do for starters. Look, honestly, all the other stuff can wait. I really hate seeing people sell themselves short and not go after what they truly want or what they truly desire. For example, if someone has $30,000 and they just go out and buy a brand new Ford Mustang, I'm not saying anything's wrong with a Ford Mustang. I'm not saying anything's wrong about going and getting the car if you actually want it, but people are gonna go ahead and buy that car when they actually truly want, a $300,000 Lamborghini or a $300,000 home. As crazy as it may sound, but people really won't go after what they truly want, and it's a little bit disappointing to see that. Instead of going and reinvesting that $30,000 into some assets that will generate you more income, or a business that will actually help you exponentially grow your money by multiples of 10 or 15, so you can go ahead and buy that house or the car you actually really want, people won't go ahead and do that, and it is honestly a little bit saddening to see. Trust me, all the cool cars, all the cool expensive shoes and clothes can wait. So by opening up a Roth IRA account, you're making the effort to contribute about $500 a month, or the max yearly you can do now, which is $6,000. This is going to set you up for future success down the line. The last thing you want to do is not to be able to retire because you won't have enough money to support yourself during retirement or after retirement because you initially never made the effort to open up that Roth IRA and didn't make it a contribution to actually start investing and putting money towards your retirement and thinking about your future later on. It's really sad to see 60, 70, 75-year-old people out on the street, or whether they're homeless or they're not in the best financial situation because they never took initiative and didn't really take control of what they wanted and didn't think of how they were going to be later down the line at 60, 70 years old of age, and didn't open up a retirement account or never made any initial investments. That's not the smartest thing to do, and I personally would not want to be in that situation. It's not a fun situation to be in. Definitely the best time to invest is in your 20s, whether you're a teenager or 30 or 35 years old. This is because you're already in a low tax bracket. Most of you guys are probably in a really low tax bracket if you fall within this age category. The Roth IRA is basically money that you already paid taxes on that you invest. You can't take out that money until you're 59 and a half years old, but you can take out the money you have made, the contributions you have made towards that retirement account, but you cannot take out any of the profits until you are 59 and a half years old. But the cool thing is that when you take out that money at 59 and a half years old, or even a little bit older, you will not pay any taxes on that money. The second one you could do is a traditional IRA. This is basically money that you have not paid taxes on yet, but when you do take that money out, you are going to pay taxes on that money later on in the future. A traditional IRA account is basically like a box of some sort. You can invest anything and whatever you would like within that IRA, whether you want to buy Tesla stock, Uber stock, Home Depot stock, or you can invest into CDs or bonds. It's really nice about having these different IRA accounts because they give you all sorts of variety to do what you please. It's really cool to make that push and make it a priority to invest that $500 a month or the $6,000 yearly contribution and to max out that IRA as much as you can year by year, because in 40 to 65 years to whenever you decide to retire, you are going to be in a great position to put you towards success and be financially stable after your retirement, which is really, really cool. And if you go on calculator.net, if you contribute the average or the yearly max of $6,000 a year for 45 years, starting from the age of 20, you will have roughly $1.7 million by the end when you pull out that money after 45 years. This is going to be with an average percent return of 7% yearly. This is not always going to be the return you may get, but historically we have seen a 7% return in the Roth IRA, which is really cool. This is a great path to follow because with only $6,000 a year, you can practically call yourself a multi-millionaire within 45 years. You'll be okay when it's time to retire, which is really good because you won't have to worry too much about money or the stress, and you'll be okay. You'll be financially stable. You'll be able to live honestly a very comfortable life after your initial investments. Opening up a Roth IRA, you can start making contributions to other individual brokerage accounts, such as your 401k. This is all going to depend on if your company offers it and what types of benefits they will provide with you. These have many pros and cons, actually. If you have a 401k, you can also try to look up if your company will let you invest into other individual different companies, or if you're only going to be able to invest in that certain company. For example, I don't know this company's policies, but let's just take Best Buy. Whether you have and you work for Best Buy and you have a 401k plan with them, most 401k plans will match your contributions to those investments. But if you're investing into Best Buy and they only let you buy Best Buy shares, that might not be the best idea, because when you're thinking 10 to 15 to 20 years down the line, where is exactly Best Buy stock going to be? So you have to make that decision with yourself if you actually want to open up a 401k with your certain company. If you are self-employed, you can open up a self-employed 401k. That's what I really like about it, because it has many different options that you can do. Most companies will match your 401k plan's contributions, which is basically free money. So just go ahead and do it. It's going to be one of the smartest investments you will ever make, is just maxing out your 401k. Your retirement plan, that's essentially what it is. Depending on the company, they can either let you invest into what you want, or they can make you invest into their own company stock, like I just talked about earlier. After you think of this, after you think of investing in a 401k and opening an IRA, you can start investing into real estate, bonds, precious metals, ETFs. Try to invest into liquid assets. That would be my recommendation, because if you have an unexpected emergency and need that money, to go and buy a car or just pay off some urgent medical bills, you can go ahead and sell your assets on a brokerage such as Robinhood, because they won't charge you a penalty and you won't pay a penalty or a fee for actually selling your assets and selling your stocks and withdrawing the cash. Unlike some 401ks and some Roth IRAs, if you take out the money and if you withdraw the money before your retirement, you will have to unfortunately pay penalties on some of that money. Simply by just maxing out your Roth IRA and building a stock or EFT portfolio or a joint of both of them and investing into some real estate, you should follow these steps and you should be pretty well off. We can never really know what's going to happen with the stock market within the next 3 years, within the next 5 years, but you should have more money than you started off with initially, because if you look at it over the 20-year term, the stock market has never ever declined in value. That's basically gonna wrap it up for today's video. Please leave your comments and questions down below. Thank you for watching my video. Please check out this video. Please also remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can see more videos similar to this one in the future. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time.